Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library. This week we are taking a look at how to protect yourself from phishing. Phishing attempts are common all throughout the year, but this time of year they seem to be especially heavily found. So we are going to take a look at different ways and what you can do to protect yourself. The first thing is we're going to take a look at is to be cautious about links. So what I've provided here below is just an example of, let's say this is an email you receive and it says by clicking on the link you're eligible to win a TV. If you notice, this here is what would be the link. Usually links come in, they're blue in color, underlined often, and if you were to click on that, what can happen is you would receive some type of malware or to your machine that you wouldn't even be aware of being installed in the background. Or to your phone. So what you want to do is make sure you do not click on any such type of link like that you might find in an email. The next thing is do not open attachments. If you notice, I've got what looks like would be an email here as an example. It says thank you. It's attachment. You've won this contest, and down below here is the attachment for you to click on. If you were to click on this again, what it can do is in the background it can be running some type of a malware that would be going onto either your computer or your mobile device that you might be using. So again, do not click on any such thing like this unless you recognize who that email is coming from. Next is never share personal information like passwords unless you're sure the sender is legitimate. So in other words, unless we know 100% that for some reason you would need to share a password. And honestly, I do not know of any such providers anymore that would ever ask for you to reset a password. So anytime you were to get an email like this, I would never ever reset my password, even though it says thank you from the financial department. Again, if you take a look at this email address here, if this is not something you recognize, you would never want to share any type of personal information. That might not only be password, it might be an address, it might be your bank account number and such. Again, no businesses are going to ask for that information through an email. Check the email address of the sender. So notice before, same email address as before on the previous page, and notice the email address, fooled@northpole.com. Obviously not a legitimate email address, and often you might even find something, and let's say for example it's something you recognize. Maybe you have Netflix, but you'll maybe notice that the email address, the Netflix might be misspelled as an example. So you would notice that whatever is provided in the email address, maybe it's your bank, whatever your bank's name might be, whatever, it would be misspelled, maybe one letter off, and that's how you would know 100% for sure that it's not legit. Use strong passwords. What's considered a strong password? It's a combination of 12 characters or more. Upper and lowercase numbers, letters, and special symbols. Does not contain any personal information. So nothing like anything would be your birthday, your child's names, your dog's name, maybe the street you live on. Nothing that would be of a personal nature that someone could easily find and guess, because we know that information is out there, especially anyone who has social media, that is especially vulnerable because anyone can figure that out. So example of that would be, of a strong password would be, notice this, it's lowercase, uppercase, special characters, a number, but if you look at this, it's actually, if you fill in the special characters, map to North Pole is actually what it says. And for me personally, that might be easy to remember. Or it could be maybe I like purple ice cream. Something that would be a phrase, but something that does not really spell those exact words out, but would be something easily for you to remember. Enable two-factor authentication. What exactly is two-factor? It's two different forms of identification that points and directs to you. So in other words, it's typically a password, something you know, something you've made up, and then a code that gets sent to a phone or an app. So it's something you physically have in your possession that you can click on and say, yes, this is really me. I typed in my password, and yes, now I'm at the next step of my two-factor to authenticate. Regularly update your software. So this is just an example of what you might see on an iPhone, but be it an Android, be it your computer, whatever that might be, because the longer software is out there and available, the more likely it is that people are going to be creating malware and phishing attempts that could actually access. So if you keep up to date on the software, you're much more secure. And report your suspicious emails not only to your email to your email provider, but also when you're also protect your data by backing it up. Many people obviously use cloud-based type of services anymore to back up their information. And then if you do receive an email that it says that you need to contact the company using a phone number or website, make sure you know that it's real, not the information that's provided in the email. Because obviously, if it's somebody who's being fraudulent, they're going to put their information in, and you would be contacting the wrong identity, the wrong company, or the wrong people. So as a review here, just all of the points that have been made throughout this video is: be cautious about links, do not open attachments, never share personal information like passwords unless you're sure the sender is legit, check the email address of the sender, use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, regularly update your software, protect your data by backing it up, and contact the company using a phone number or website that you know is real, not what was provided in the information that was in the email that you might have received. Those are some of the steps that can help you when it comes to phishing, malware, ransomware, all the different attacks that are out there these days that are being sent to individuals and to businesses trying to get information. Hope you find this information helpful and that everyone has a fantastic week.